Alright, so this is an aquarium update. I know I haven't made one, in a couple months, but nothing had really changed. I only changed the setup. I haven't gotten any new fish, and I did get rid of a couple plants because they were dying. But the setup looks a little different. I like the way it looks now. I always like to change it up when the plants are big, like the Java fern, for instance. It multiplies really quickly, or within like 6 months I have 3 times the amount that I bought. That's just an example. So I kind of spread out the Java fern a little bit. I got some there, and some in the back corner there. I also have some right there. Let's see, all the plants are doing really well because I still have this light fixture, and I know it's not an aquarium light fixture, it's just mounted on these pieces of wood here, but it works good. I also have a layer of duct tape in the front of the light because the light reflects onto my white wall, and it's really bright at night. My fish tank light turns off at like 11, turns on at like 7, so they get 8 hours of darkness, which I think is okay. I'm not sure if that's the right amount or not. I'll look it up though. But what's really changed in the setup is I was really bored, and I found that thing with bubbles right there is a diver, like holding a goldfish above an eel, and the eel's trying to eat it. And normally the eel moves up and down, and there's a knife in the diver's hand that moves back and forth. But it's not working for some reason. But I don't really care. I also added in the wall of bubbles again. And the wall bubbles isn't as big because it's powered by the black pump in the back there, and I have the blue pump right there is powering this diver. So everything works good. I don't have my homemade sponge filter on right now because I don't really need it. It was just kind of a backup because my tank was kind of dirty, and it did work. And if anybody wants a design for it, it's really cheap to make. You could probably even make it out of even cheaper materials, but I had these parts laying around. And let's see, nothing else. I haven't gotten any new fish, like I said. I think the newest fish that was in the last video was the red-eye tetra, which is doing good. All my fish are healthy, and I use the same chemicals that were in the last video. If you watch my How to Take Care of a Tropical Planet Aquarium video, then you'll see how I take care of them. Let's see, the Magnum hanging on the tank canister filter in the back right there is doing really well. It's an awesome filter. It's the best filter I've ever had. I still have that 30-gallon, or let's see, 30-gallon aquarium filter. If anybody, wants to buy it, if you're interested in it, I don't have any use for it. I don't know what the price. I'm not even sure if I'm actually going to sell it, but make me an offer and maybe I will. So I live in Turner's Falls, Mass. If you guys are anywhere around there, it's near Greenfield, Mass. You won't see it on the map or Google Maps. It's such a small town. But if anybody's interested, make me an offer. But that's pretty much the setup. The water wisteria I had, which had been eaten by the pleco and just kept getting smaller and smaller because the goldfish kept eating it, well, that eventually disappeared. And I think these tropical fish ate it because they weren't getting enough food. I don't think I was only feeding them twice a day, and I have 20 fish in there, and I don't think they were all getting enough food, so they were eating the plants. And that's the same thing that happened to the water crest and the crypt. They were eating that, so I just got rid of it. But that plant right there in the back up towards the surface is pond penny, and yes, it does have roots in the ground or in the rocks, but it likes to kind of surface. So when I bought it, it was really tiny. It was just like 5-inch plant. Now it's doing amazing. I still have an algae problem in this tank. I use no more algae, and I've been doing it every day. Just a capful and a half, I think is what it says. I've been doing that every day, and it seems to be getting rid of the algae on the back wall. I have my algae scrubbing brush, and the tank looks really clean. It's never looked this clean before. And here's a question I have for you guys: does like aquarium chemicals expire over the course of like 2 years? Because I had this old chemical, AccuClear was a really old bottle. The newer bottles look different. That came with this aquarium when I bought it. If you look at my first video, Future Aquaponic Fish, they were in this tank. This tank came with that AccuClear, and I wasn't sure. It was really old, and I hadn't used it for a year. And then I just used it recently, and it turned the water cloudy. Instead of removing cloudy water, it made it like white water. I had to change the water and everything. It was messed up. But just if you guys can answer that question for me. And yeah, so that's pretty much the update. Everything is good in the tank. Just like before, I keep my water at 75-80 degrees, and the heater seems to be working fine. It doesn't seem like it comes on that often. I guess the water stays warm. So, but that's pretty much the update. I'm gonna make a video of my goldfish. I took 4 of my goldfish out of my aquaponics system and put it in a 10-gallon aquarium that I have in the other room, and I'll make a video of that. It's a nice little setup for some goldfish. I like goldfish and I like tropical fish, so I figured I'd have 2 aquariums, and I'm thinking of putting it back up there on top of my TV stand. So that's pretty much the update.